And when you started off, going back 6 years, what were some of the kind of big challenges you faced at the time? Because there's some people who are listening right now who are just starting off or are about to start, and they're not sure about their journey. So what advice can you give them in terms of the challenges you faced and how you overcame them?
Yeah, so knowledge is obviously a big challenge. There's many different ways to make money in property. There's so many different strategies: single lets, deal packaging, serviced accommodation, HMOs, commercial conversions, delayed with completion, lease options. There's a lot going on in the market right now. So one of the challenges for me at the start was getting focused, because reality is I wanted to do it all. And initially I tried to do like 4 or 5 strategies, and after about 6 weeks I ran out of steam. And I sat with my mentor and we said, look, what's important to us right now? And for me at that time, I wanted to own the assets, and I also wanted the cash flow. So then we started to get really drilled in on HMOs. We've done 11 of those in the first year using none of our own money, and then we started to move into development. So some of the challenges is knowledge, concentration, confidence, and really drilling down on what's going to be that primary or secondary strategy.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because people lack focus because they either read some books, go on YouTube, social media, some physical training, and then they want to do service accommodation and rent to rent and commercial conversions and new builds and be a deal packager and so on and so forth. And you'll know as well as anybody else, because you're into mindset. I'm going to cover that later on. If you try chasing 2 rabbits, you end up catching none. So you're absolutely right. Laser focus is incredibly important. And on that note, what's your most favorite strategy and why?
That's a good question, because I like them all. But for us as a business right now, we have done HMOs, and we're not going to do any more as it stands because we don't want to be oversaturated. So I still love the good old traditional buy-to-let model. If you want to own assets, buy below market value property, add the value, recycle your cash, get a great tenant in there long term, make sure it's tax efficient, and you can still be in at 3, 4, 5, if not £600 a month net profit on the right property without doing a lot of work. Having said that, rent to rent serviced accommodation is cooking on gas right now. But if we go back to you know what really also does work, solid property investing, good old buy-to-lets are still doing great.
Perfect. And I think having one clear strategy is important. You touched on a few minutes ago in terms of having a mentor. Who has been your most important professional mentor and why?
Good question. So when I got into property, just over 6 years ago, doing it the right way, we got a great mentor, me and Jay, a guy called Rob. So Rob was one of our mentors. He's still our mentor today. But actually over the last 6 years, I've now had many different mentors, because one of the quickest routes to markets is the following: find the person or the people or the team doing the thing you want to do, pay them to go on maybe a course, pay them for their mentorship mastermind program, zap them of all their information, implement, and then move on. Some mentors you'll end up keeping for many years. Yeah. Other mentors, you might just have them for 6 months or 12 months and then move on. But Rob is one of my great mentors. Dylan's a great mentor of mine. Jason is a great mentor of mine. John, James, I've had plenty. Every single mentor that I've invested in, because I've took the action, has taken my business to a new level.
Yeah, and you're right. I think mentors or even a coach can fast track you, because otherwise, if you make all the mistakes yourself, you're gonna run out of gas at some point, and it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Whereas obviously a good coach and a mentor is gonna help you fast track, and is gonna avoid you making all those mistakes.